make you love, make you love. Say me, baby, love me, suffer. Make you love, make you love, make you love. Say me, baby, love
And
me,
we're recording.
suffer.
So what's going on,
What's up, bro?
Shirazee?
What's up, bro? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. In Brooklyn right now. Where you at?
I'm in the Bronx right now.
Got you.
I'm in the
Got
Bronx
you.
where I live. I live
Yeah,
out
this is
here.
home.
It's
This is
home,
home
baby.
now.
Like, it's home away from home.
That's right, man. And I wanted to catch up because we're dropping a new song
Are we?
this week. Yeah, so I heard. It's a surprise, right?
You
No, we
dropped
just
it. You even dropped it on me. You even surprised
yeah.
me.
Yeah, so I think by the time people see this, it will have already come out. But the song is called Love Me Suffa.
Yes, sir.
And it's our second collaboration that people have heard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many songs we've already done at this point. I've lost track, but it's the second one that people have heard.
I think
I'm
this is the
so
second
excited.
song. This is the second song we recorded ever.
Yeah, that's right. I
That,
like that.
that's what we tell people.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And like to commemorate the release of this and getting to work together now. I feel like we've known each other maybe 3 years now, 2 3 years. It's been
I'll
a little bit
say,
now.
I'll say like, yeah, I'll say three. I say 3 good years right now.
Yeah.
Because yeah, we met right before. Yeah. 3 years, 3 years. It was
Yep.
right before you did the first bio.
Oh,
Right.
yo, that's so true. And
Yeah,
that was in I think it was in that Times Square studio. It was
yeah.
really cool getting
And
to
people
link up
don't
there.
know that. I don't think anybody knows that I was there when Balvin sent you the voice note
Yeah, well
of
that was actually when you were recording Soweto is when
yeah,
that so
yeah,
when I found out that Positivo was gonna happen was and actually when I got Balvin's vocal for Positivo, we were recording Soweto that same day, which is
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean we've been friends for a minute now, but we got to work on so many cool things together. Got to
Mm-hmm,
tour together.
mm-hmm.
Had a chance to do like the digital tour this year with Bacardi, which is amazing.
Which was
And
dope.
yeah, that was super cool. And then like Soweto, it just crossed 10 million streams on Spotify.
Sheesh.
Another I think like 2 or 3 million on Apple. So it's looking at like maybe 15 mil across everything, which is
Listen,
pretty crazy.
we thank God, right?
That's right. That's right.
With no visual, with nothing, and it's just a record that's just done so much for us. So
Yeah, it's a blessing, bro. So
yeah,
this
man.
I wanted to just with this conversation, we could commemorate the release of the new song, but
Yeah.
also just talk a bit about like where you're coming from sonically, like where you call home. Now I know New York, you're living in New York now, but Benin is where you're originally from, and like how,
Born and raised.
yeah, we got to hear a little bit of that, and then
Yeah.
I think yeah, man, just like I know you got this whole new project that you're about to drop, and you've been working really hard on that for a minute. Also have something on there too, which is really cool, and yeah,
Hey,
just
we telling them.
well, yeah. Now
Listen,
we
we're
are
here.
now.
We're here. Yes, I'm really happy you were part of it because I think I would have been pissed if the project came out without you having to say so in it. And because we have such, great chemistry, I'm glad you actually got the song that made it, the last song that made it onto the project. And it's also the last song in the track list, and it's called
Yeah,
Pronto. So
yeah.
I can't wait for everybody to hear that song. It's awesome. And it's
Thank
just,
you.
I think it's gonna catch some people off guard. They're not expecting us to do that, So
Exactly.
I think it's cool
Nah, it's good vibes, man. I love working together. I think you're like
for sure.
one of the most iconic voices that I've worked with, man. I think your voice is
Wow,
so unique,
wow.
special. And
Thank you, bro.
yeah, man, just like thinking
Wow,
creatively and working together has been a real blessing. And yeah, just so
thank you.
talk about the
And before we move on, I gotta say you're one of the best producers that I've also had the honor to work with.
thank you,
Like
bro.
you're
Thank you.
like hands down. Like the way you think about music is so different and so cool. And I really can't. I thank God about how did we even meet? Like I thank God, however way we met, I thank God for that because that really like I think was it Rami or
It was through Rami and through Ugo.
Dixon? Yeah,
Through Dixon.
Ugo, yeah,
That's
Ugo
right,
and
man.
Rami.
So, yep,
Yeah,
from both
we
of
got
them.
to shout out the homies, man. They, they
Yeah,
they they
absolutely.
literally saw
Yeah,
something in both of us and were like, "Yo, y'all need to connect." and they
Yep.
connected the dots. So yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to them because I appreciate you being in my life,
Blessings.
man.
Yo, same here, man. Same here. And I think that's one of the things that I love the most about getting to do music as a career is that a lot
Mhm.
of the times with the projects that I work on, I work with friends. So I'd say like 99% of the stuff I've done recently in the last few years has been with friends.
It's a
And I've
blessing.
seen a lot. Yeah, it's like for people who are in the industry, maybe just getting into it, I think a lot of the time when you start, you might be working purely business side, and that might
Hmm.
feel very cold. It might feel
Hmm.
weird.
Hmm.
But when it comes down to it, it should be fun. It should be like a joy because that's
Yeah,
I love music. We love music, right? So it's like
yeah.
that's why
It
we
shouldn't
do
be
it.
a chore. It shouldn't be a chore. It should feel good to know like, oh, I'm about to head to the studio, meet my guy, and we're just gonna
Yep,
make something fun, and we don't no pressure, and it's just we'll see what happens. We'll see what we make, you know.
that's right. That's right. So
Hmm.
yo, I would love to hear your story coming from Benin, and how did you get to New York, man? Like what was that whole like transfer of country and sound and everything? How'd that
Bro,
happen?
do we have time?
I want to
Honestly,
see. I want to see. Let's see
let's
if you can make like the abridged version so people can hear it.
I'll go very short. I'll do like so. Born in Benin, right? Born and raised in Benin. I was in Benin, and then I went to Ghana in high school at the time because there were no like I was going to English speaking school, and my mother had foresight. And shout outs to Aisha, my love. She had that
Love
foresight to see
Twice.
that we English was such an important part like of where I was going to be, and I don't know how she saw it, and she was just like, we should go to Ghana, go to school in Ghana because there's no high school in English in Benin, so go to Ghana. And at the time you think it's very horrible because you're just a kid and you're like, boy, I want to stay with my family, I don't want to be away from home. But then I wouldn't change anything now, like looking back, like boarding school like in Ghana was awesome. And just looking back, but back then it was hard. It was, we looked at it as hell, but that was the fun years, like when you look back, you had all the, and so after that went to I was in the UK for a little bit, and because I had just reconnected with my father at the time. I don't think we have the story to go that long, but and so he was in the UK at the time, and so we reconnected for a bit, and then after that, my mother was in South Africa with my sister. So their family was like, yo, we should all reunite. So I went to stay in South Africa. So that's how I have these stories where people think like, yo, you're just moving around because you wanted to. It was more
Mm.
like by life, not by choice,
Yeah, yeah.
And it was like, so I ended up in South Africa for a bit, and then from South Africa ended up in Paris. And from Paris, I just was in a place where I just didn't know where I wanted to go next. I knew that music was it, and I was gonna like end up in music. And I connected with some really cool artists while I was in Paris, including Orelsan, who at the time was just about to release his first album, and we were just all just damn near kids, just dreaming, And we were like, let's figure this out. So today's kind of crazy that I'm wearing his clothing line
Yeah, I
while chilling,
saw it. I saw.
while chilling. So, but these are all dreams, and so we at the time, just were like, let's look out for each other. Let's keep building together, and then one day, who knows? Whoever makes it, helps the other. So, I came to the States with the intention of working in music, and really was just focused on my artistry, and I ended up writing, and I started writing more and more for others, and that led to some cool things and opportunities, and led to my first publishing deal, and but I went through a tough time, man, in New York, like, because I was homeless for a while,
Yeah.
and I ended up meeting this lovely, lovely, lovely landlady. Yeah, I ended up meeting this lovely, lovely landlady called Samira, and she didn't have to do what she did for me, married with her own kids and sets of problems, but she saw something in me. I don't know what she saw, and she was like, "Man, listen, you're like my son. I'm not gonna let you go out there in winter and struggle. So keep this apartment when you have money, pay me." So I'm still in the same place because of that. Like, I feel like there's a loyalty that I have towards her, for example, that is just, it's like priceless, So I take music very seriously, and at the time, knowing that I had no papers, and now we can say we're legal, so we good, we could tell.
Yeah.
But at the
Yeah,
time,
same.
no papers. It was very struggle. It was very bad, and but music gave me everything. You know, music gave me my papers, music gave me my clothes, music gave me my, you know, the roof over my head, everything. So I take music very seriously, and that's why I approach it with the energy I approach it. And when we're recording, I think you can tell, like when I'm in there, I really want to do right by the song. I really put the song above everything. There's no ego, and because I know those 3 minutes that we create could what they could do for us. I'm a testament to that. So I know it's very valuable to take it seriously every time you in front of that mic or you pick up a pen to write something. You know, you have to have lived some life to write about it. So I'm just blessed to have lived enough of this kind of a life that I have something to write about, you know.
Yeah, and I really admired that as we worked together. I got to learn more about your process, but a lot of what you're talking about is actually things that you experienced. So even in
Hmm.
Soweto, right? Like when you were singing about everything that goes on in that song, you had been in South
Yeah,
Africa.
yeah,
And so that's like real life. And
yeah.
you want to talk a
That's
little bit
4 years.
about that?
Yeah, that's 4 years. That's 4 years of my life. South Africa is 4 years of my life. And the thing is, I literally was always in the back of my mind. I said, I have to thank this country and this 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 place for contributing so much to who I became musically. Because while I was there, I was working a lot. I was trying to find my. I was very very like focused on finding my voice. So I was rapping at the time, and I was doing jingles at YFM. Like for my South Africans watching who know, like I was doing the morning jingles some days with DJ Fresh and Tato. Like I was doing like I would go do the jingles and I would go to class. Like I was like really on my hustle, you know, like I was trying to find myself. So I've always said, man, when I get the chance, I will do something and praise this place and do it in a creative way, you know, where I get to send that message without saying, you know, without making it too cheesy or too corny or like just like I would do it in a way that would make anybody proud if they were South African and you know, nice little wink to this to the country. And I thought, you know, when we did that record, man, I was like, yeah, I did it. I finally did it. Like I did, you know, I did say thank you in my own special way, and I spoke to something that was really personal. But at the same time, it's crazy. Music, you can with music, you can tell so many. You can hit too many birds with one. You can hit a few birds with one stone. You know, like
Yeah, yeah.
and like I was able to talk to um somebody without speaking, without saying their name, without
Hmm.
and I think that resonated with a few people, you know, to say the least. You know, 10 million streams on Spotify later. I think that it resonated with a few more people than I thought it would. But yeah, I'm very, very, very happy with how that turned out. We did that song so quickly. It's just a blessing, man. It just came out of
Yeah.
nowhere. Like, you know.
It was a love letter. And I mean, from the early conversations when we were like finishing the song up, I think like having the artwork, have the iconic, you know, Soweto spire, and then it has like Haitian art around it, and just finding the parallels between what was happening in the
Nailed it.
Caribbean, right,
Nailed it.
and then everything happening in South Africa. And I think like one of the times that I really felt that it connected to that part of the world is like I was doing a conversation in New York a few months ago. I think it was like end of last year actually, and somebody in the crowd. It was at iHouse actually in New York. So
Got you.
somebody in the crowd came up after the conversation was done. I was like, "Yo, man, I'm from South Africa. Like, have you been before?" And I'm like, "No, man, I really want to go so bad." Like, but he was like, "Yo, Soweto, bro. Like, it's crazy. It brought me back, and it was
Hmm.
that to me, it's just like what I always strive for. Like a song that can
Hmm.
actually transport you to that place, right? It's very very powerful, and I'm
Hmm.
grateful, you know, to that we got to work together on something like that, and
Hmm.
that it had the kind of effect that it did on so many people.
And
And
I realized
honestly,
it had
man,
I realized it had an effect, to be honest with you, brother. Like when I went on my first like national like and national tour, I was opening for Orelsan, and we got to Quebec City, no Montreal, and you know I'm the opener, so I'm in my mind I'm thinking just go do your set. What you'd want is just don't get booed.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't get booed. Do your set, get off stage. And when I got to Soweto, I is the song that I did right before my last song, Make Wild. At the time, that's how I had it set. And when I did Soweto, I got to the hook, and once I said, "Pull up, I go Soweto," the whole place was like downtown Soweto.
Yeah.
And it hit me off guard. So because like all the people like in front, like they knew the words. I realized that they knew the words, and it was like, man, I didn't realize like this song actually connected. And I could see some people were looking at me like, oh, so you're singing that song? You're the one singing that song, because they never knew what I looked like or
Yeah. Yeah.
who I was. So it was just kind of like cool to start seeing in which city like it resonated the most. And bro, you'd be surprised. Like we had love on that song in cities I would have never thought, like in LA and like, Quebec City, I was just like, what's going on?
I've legitimately gotten videos from around the world, from China to all different parts of Europe, all different
It's
parts of South America,
crazy,
the Caribbean, North
crazy,
America, to
crazy,
Africa, and that's
crazy.
like, that to me is like really amazing, to just have a song that started with friends working on something together, independently released, and then have it reach that scale. And honestly, I feel like the reason that we've taken a little while to put out another thing, I think, is because like wanted to make sure, right, that
Yeah,
whatever we did release really felt that special. And
yeah.
I genuinely think that Love Me Suffa, this next one that by the time everybody's watching this has been released, I think that song is so special. It's like
I think so
it
too.
it's a really, really, really beautiful song. And it feels like the evolution of it too, in terms of like sonics and the way that you took it. You really like you went in on that one. You went in on. Could you want to
I
talk a little bit about
I
it,
didn't
about the
I didn't
story?
do anything. I
Oh yeah,
didn't do
you
anything.
did. Now you singing on it. Of course you did.
No, but honestly, we made that one like, I think we were just like, again, we were just sitting there like, because I remember I came to your house, and I was sitting there on the couch, and the melodies fell out again seamlessly. We did it, but in my mind, I'm thinking it's good, but I don't know how good it is at the time. So I'm just like, all right, I did the hook, and I left to South Africa, and I left to Benin in South Africa. I remember very well. And I was in Johannesburg in January, and you sent it to me, and you were like, yo, check this out. Like, I did some more work on it. In your very like humble way, but you already like made the thing sound like a movie. But you're like, yeah, I did some more work on it, and I remember like just looking at how like it sounded, and I was like, wait, I was looking outside the window. I was like, yo, this is crazy. This is actually crazy. This boy went in. And then I heard it, I was like, no, I gotta finish it. And before daybreak, I wrote everything, bro. I remember sending you the lyrics. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, you
I
sent me the
remember
lyrics
sending
before I
you
even
all
heard
the
the
lyrics.
vocal.
Yeah, I sent you all the lyrics.
Yeah.
I was like, check this out. I wrote everything right now. And I knew like once I started singing it in that apartment in Johannesburg, I was like, okay, we might be onto something. But it's not until recently that I listened to it again, because you sent it to me when it was mastered. And I keep sleeping. I don't know why I keep sleeping on our songs, but I heard it again. Like I left it on, and I was doing something, and it caught me off guard. I'm like, this is a vibe. I was
Yeah.
like, this is a vibe. And I texted you. I was like, yo,
Yeah,
this is a
you
vibe. I think this is a vibe.
you
I
did.
was so
You did.
excited. I said, Mike,
Did-
I'm sorry I'm late.
it's all
I
good,
was
man. You
late.
know, that I think this is one of the songs too that like we actually got to sit on for a little bit. We like had this one ready to go since like earlier this year, and we had like a
Yeah.
few tweaks that we did, but
Mm-hmm.
it actually started originally as a completely different beat, and then I like changed everything up in it, and then you adapted, and it was like a back and forth, and you were in like
Mm-hmm.
different parts of the world, and I was in Haiti and in New York. So this is like a really international song,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
think like
Yeah.
it's a really good balance of many different sounds. But yeah, man, I love this song so much. I'm so happy people get to hear it now.
Man.
They get to see the visuals too, like the lyric video is like you animated and you know like adapting to everything.
Yeah,
Everybody's had to adapt this year to all kinds of different things, but
yeah.
I
I
think
think
that
they're going. I think I can't wait to see the reactions to everything that
yeah,
we.
yeah, yeah,
I can't
same.
wait to see. How do you feel? How do you feel about what's happening right now and like how it's affected like having to roll out music the way you're rolling out music and congrats also on Melanin, by the way. That's a vibe.
Thank you. I love working with Carlo too. That this whole project is working with friends, so it's been more fun than work for sure. But I think with the rollouts for artists right now are they're really kind of like up to you, right? So there's no
Hmm.
right or wrong way to do it. Some people have decided to just like postpone completely and they're not gonna release music until next year.
Hmm.
Other people have just been putting out more music than ever before.
Hmm.
Personally, I
Like
just
me.
felt like, yeah, yeah, I felt like this music was music that I wanted people to hear as soon as possible. And
Hmm.
with the way that the project came together, it was a lot of unique perspectives, and especially with everything going on in the world right now, it was important to put this out.
Hmm.
And yeah, so like from having you on and Carlo, and then there's like some really amazing features on the next few songs. It's just like important to me to be able to share and be creative in this moment because it's not just like a outlet, right? So you don't go crazy. It's also I love making music and I love sharing music and I love seeing when music can affect people and like
Hmm.
hopefully bring them some type of good vibe. Or
Hmm.
if it is a sadder song, that at least it makes them like get over something or like think about it. So yeah, I mean like with the rollouts, it's I felt freedom. I released independently too, which is great. So
Hmm.
this year's definitely been a lot more freeing. It's been good. It's been good to just like be able to put stuff out and yeah, with a whole new perspective to it. So
Hmm.
I appreciate that we got to work on this. I'm
Thank,
so grateful
thanks.
for just friendship too, outside of the work
Hmm.
stuff. It's just like being a great friend. And I can't wait for your EP as well. Like this is we're talking about Love Me Suffa, but your EP is a really special one, and I think people
Thank
will
you.
really enjoy it. And
Thank
all
you.
the other stuff that we're working on too in the future, because we have
Yeah.
worked on a lot of stuff, even though this is our second release. But
I
it's
know,
like,
I know, I know. Oh, somebody's called it. Hold on.
are you good? You good?
Let me just tell them. Let me just tell them that I'm gonna talk to them later. There you go. I think we should reset. We good?
Yeah, we good, we good.
All
But yeah,
right.
this is just a now we can just let everybody know that it's been great to have you. Go check out the song. Go check
For
out the
sure.
EP.
Yes.
Um, I know
AP
you have
Song
some crazy
Boss.
visuals. You have crazy visuals too that people need to see. And this is part of actually Foundry Fest. So I'm part of
Oh,
YouTube Foundry, and YouTube's been a really amazing support and
dope,
just like helping to put stuff out there. So
dope.
check out the rest of Foundry Fest as well. And yeah, yo, Shirazee, man, my
My
brother.
guy. We did it again.
That's right. And I'm gonna find a way somehow. It'll be in the description of this video or whatever, so you guys can get directly to that. Share it, tell your friends, and let us know too. Let us know on socials. What are your socials, Shirazee, so people know?
Man, at Instagram at Shirazee, Shirazee. On Twitter is the same, but online. So at Shirazee Online. On Facebook, same thing, at Shirazee Online. But on Instagram is just at Shirazee, and at Shirazee on everything like SoundCloud, everything else. Check it out,
Dope.
vibe, enjoy the music. Benin to the world. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
that's right.
Vibes.
That's
Africa
right.
to the world. Let's go. Let's
Yo,
go.
perfect, bro. Yo, thank you so much, bro. Get to
My
catch
guy,
up.
thank you for hitting me up, man. It was a good conversation, and thank you to YouTube Foundry Fest, and yeah, man, let's get it. Love me stuff out there.
That's right.
So many ways
Yo,
to Nirvana. I kiss on the way to Mayana. Go in and touch me, Madonna. It's like you were made in designer. Looking for ways to go deeper. Catching a case of your fever.